From the Cronkite studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Republican District 5 candidate Christine Jones is speaking out. She wants the state to do a better job of educating voters on where to vote and what happens when they go elsewhere.
With the election only 8 weeks away, the Arizona Republican Party is still dealing with cracks in party unity.
And a program offering 50% off community college classes for seniors has a catch that's causing problems for students.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Kate Pfeiffer.
And I'm Joey Carrera. Thanks for joining us. Just moments ago, Republican candidate for Congressional District 5, Christine Jones, asked the Arizona Secretary of State and the Arizona Attorney General to look into what her campaign is calling a tabulation anomaly. Maricopa County officials certified the primary election results earlier today, including that contested District 5 race. It's one step in the process that's expected to trigger a recount due to the small differences in vote counts. A judge determined on Friday to postpone the certification and asked the county to count 18 votes from people who voted in the wrong precinct. After that, Andy Biggs only leads Christine Jones by 16 votes. Jones says she is not surprised officials certified the results today, but says Maricopa County should do more in the future to educate voters and poll workers.
There is an opportunity to go ahead and further educate voters to say if you vote in the wrong precinct, your vote won't count. If you sign your ballot improperly, your vote won't count, or it may not count.
The results now go to the Secretary of State's office for certification. After they are certified, Michelle Reagan's office will have to go to a judge and ask for permission to conduct a required recount. We reached out to Biggs' campaign for comment but received no response.
Hillary Clinton may soon be releasing her medical records to the public. The Clinton campaign told the Democratic nominee's doctor to start going through her past medical records so they can be released in the coming days. This comes after Hillary Clinton left the 9/11 memorial service in downtown Manhattan early yesterday. A bystander caught this video of Clinton leaving and stumbling into her van. Originally, her spokesperson told reporters Clinton had become overheated. Later in the day, her campaign said Clinton had been diagnosed with pneumonia on Friday. Clinton was supposed to be campaigning in California this week, but canceled the trip because of health concerns. Her next scheduled campaign stop is a rally in Las Vegas on Wednesday.
Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump said he will be releasing his own health records later this week. Trump said this morning on Fox and Friends that he had a physical examination last week and will be releasing specific numbers soon. Reporters asked Trump about Clinton's illness on Sunday.
One question about Hillary Clinton's health incident this morning. Her health incident this morning.
Meanwhile, President Obama says he remains confident that Clinton has the strength to handle the demands of the presidency.
In a state that has traditionally voted red, polls show that Arizona might be more purple in the upcoming presidential race. And even Republican Party members in high offices are showing some cracks in support of presidential candidate Donald Trump. Cronkite News reporter Katie Bieri explains the role of party unity in the race to November.
Come tomorrow, we'll be exactly 8 weeks away from the presidential election. It's a time when normally parties come together to support their candidate. But there are some obvious deviations in support within the Arizona GOP.
But tonight is about unity and coming together in the march to victory this November.
Those were Governor Doug Ducey's words introducing Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump at his Phoenix rally earlier this month. But while the crowd at the Trump rally united behind the nominee, uniting the Arizona GOP might be a different challenge. This was the scene at Senator John McCain's campaign headquarters as primary election results came in the night before the Trump rally. Senator Jeff Flake proudly congratulated his senior senator on a primary win, but both of the Arizona legislators were absent the next day from Trump's rally. Across town on primary night, Sheriff Joe Arpaio deflected questions on Flake's wavering support.
The senator, he can say whatever he wants. I don't tell him who to support. He doesn't tell me who to support.
But the senator's opposition to the candidate has not gone unnoticed, especially on his social media accounts. In June, the senator fired back at Trump's comments about a Mexican judge, calling him ignorant. Last month, he did tweet about a positive sign from the campaign, but that very same day backtracked, saying, quote, "It was good while it lasted."
Senator Flake has been the most prominent anti-Trump Republican in Arizona. And it's a big statement from a U.S. senator.
Stan Barnes is a former Republican legislator who cautions against Flake's behavior.
He's digging himself a very difficult hole, which he must deal with.
Even at the Republican National Convention in Cleveland earlier this year, Arpaio questioned the loyalty of Arizona's delegation.
Why don't they say the name? They should be saying, "We will support Donald Trump for president."
Donald Trump, the name of a candidate who is the Republicans' only defense against losing the White House this fall.
So all eyes are on Flake's next moves as we enter the general election. We reached out to a Senate office today and have not yet received comment. In the broadcast center, Katie Beery, Cronkite News.
Those cracks don't seem to be phasing Governor Doug Ducey. He spoke at an annual gathering of social conservatives in Washington, D.C. Cronkite News reporter Claire Caulfield talked with him about the latest polls.
Governor Ducey said he attended the Values Voter Summit to honor William Bennett, former Secretary of Education and the nation's first drug czar. Two issues that were on the governor's mind when he spoke Saturday.
It's so critical for those of us in positions of leadership do whatever we can to direct parental choice in education back to its rightful place. Not as a mere luxury for the few and fortunate, but as a moral responsibility and right for every parent.
The governor also spoke out against the movement to legalize recreational marijuana, an issue Arizonans will be voting on this November.
As the push for legalization of recreational marijuana gains traction, Bill Bennett is here to remind us that the dangers of addiction are still very real. Make no mistake, this is a battle for the minds and future of our children's lives.
Ducey's opinion puts him in the minority. According to a poll conducted by the Morrison Institute, Arizona Republic, and Cronkite News, 50% of registered voters support legalizing the use of marijuana for adults over the age of 21. The poll also showed support for another ballot initiative. Proposition 206 would raise the minimum wage from $8.05 per hour to $10 an hour in 2017. About 61% of respondents support the raise, but the governor had a different opinion.
I'd like to see us have a comprehensive policy as to how we're to build the economy in Arizona, and I don't think government setting the price of labor is the way to do that.
The poll's main finding was that presidential nominees Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are in a statistical dead heat in Arizona. But when I asked the governor about the poll, he didn't seem too worried, saying that there's plenty of time before the November 8th election, and he'll be supporting conservative Republicans all across the board. In Washington, D.C., Claire Caulfield, Cronkite News.
2 Glendale schools are temporarily shut down after the school district found they had structural damage. The schools affected are Challenger Middle School and Landmark Elementary School. Challenger is near 69th and Maryland Avenues. Landmark is near 59th and Glendale Avenues. The school closures will affect hundreds of students in both schools. The schools are shut down for the next 5 weeks. Classes were canceled this morning through Wednesday. The district says it will cost more than $2 million to make the repairs. The Glendale School District will have 3 meetings today to talk about plans for starting classes again on Thursday.
A federal court ruling today will allow a former Maricopa County jail inmate to sue the county for shackling her while she was in labor. Miriam Mendiola Martinez was being held on forgery and identity theft charges when she gave birth to a boy in 2009. A U.S. District Court initially threw out her case, but the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled today that a jury should be allowed to decide whether the sheriff's office restraint policy was justified. Arizona voters banned payday loans in 2010.
but that hasn't stopped so-called predatory lending. Coming up on Cronkite News, what some lenders are doing to continue to charge customers triple-digit interest rates.
It's great that the Maricopa Community Colleges are offering discounts to its senior citizens, but it seems like the program still has a few kinks to work out.
This is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
Reports of predatory loans are up. A new report from a local consumer advocacy group found over the past 3 years, there were nearly 10,000 complaints nationwide to the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. Reporter Anthony Marroquin took a look at how the loan business has developed in Arizona and what you can do to protect yourself.
91% of those complaints studied by the Arizona Public Education Fund dealt with some sort of unaffordability. Here in Arizona, voters banned payday loans in 2010, but that hasn't stopped other companies from stepping in and charging triple-digit interest rates.
Look around most corners in the lower income areas of town, and you'll see a familiar sight.
They encourage consumers to come on in and they can get that loan immediately and help to pay their bills.
The short-term loan business in Arizona has skyrocketed over the last decade, making the state the 7th most concentrated title loan market per adult in the country, according to the Center for Economic Integrity. Cynthia Swick with the Arizona Community Action Association says the biggest problem is lenders marketing to people who may not be able to afford it.
They may not be able to pay them off, so they reinvest in another loan, or they take out another loan to pay that one off and then have some cash to meet expenses.
There's still several loans today that are allowed to charge you triple-digit interest rates. Title loans are the most popular, but there's also flex loans and registration loans. These loans are allowed to charge you as much as 204% APR. And just to give you a hint on what that means, a 2-year loan at $2,500 at 204% APR would cost you $10,441 to pay off.
But not everyone sees the loans as a detriment. The Arizona Title Loan Association says that people need a safe place where they can borrow money in times of need.
Anything that limits that availability will simply force consumers to either go to offshore lenders, tribal lenders, unlicensed lenders, perhaps somebody in an alleyway.
The Consumer Finance Protection Bureau is working on a national legislation that would impose a 6-loan yearly cap on any one person before lenders are required to assess whether the customer can afford another one.
If you feel you are in an unfair loan, you can file a complaint with the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. In Phoenix, Anthony Marroquin, Cronkite News.
All 10 Maricopa Community College are now offering a 50% discount to senior citizens, but there's a bit of a catch. Seniors who wanted to take advantage of the deal were told they couldn't register for classes until after the class already started. Cronkite News reporter Alicia Gonzalez explains why this is an issue and how the community colleges are handling it.
72-year-old Barbara Lacey has been an art student at the Maricopa Community Colleges for the past 13 years.
I was just thinking this morning, I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have painting to do. We're a family, we support each other. The majority of us have been here 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. Some have been here 13, 14 years.
Lacey was excited to learn about the 50% discount.
So I just thought, wouldn't it be nice if we had one? So they announced it. But the kick was you couldn't get it until the classes actually started for 20 minutes, and then you signed up to get your 50% discount. The way our class runs, if every senior waited to sign up after the class has been going for 20 minutes on the first day, the class would have been canceled 2 weeks before. So there's no way more than 2 or 3 people could get the discount.
Associate Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs, Felicia Gander, said that the original intent of the program was to provide the opportunity for the seniors at the 50% discount rate only if there were a few seats left open in the class.
Looking at all of our college courses and those that are typically at the 25 seat capacity, when we have 21 or 22 students who are signed up for those courses, then those 3 to 4 spaces would be available for those who would like to take it for enrichment purposes.
Art instructor Robert Yu said his classes are usually filled with 70 to 80% seniors. So without their support, his classes probably won't continue.
Think about those seniors who support us. I think they're being penalized, not getting. So a lot of people come to me and say, this is not fair. Because why certain people get, and for us, we've been here for 10 or 20 years. We're not eligible to get the discount.
Instructor Yu said it was all the conditions attached to the discount that made it confusing and hard for the seniors to take advantage of.
We want to make sure that whatever we provide in the next semester looks a little different and provides opportunities for our 65 and over age population at our colleges.
Instructor Yu said that a lot of his students are going to write letters to the governing board to give their input on the process. In Scottsdale, Alicia Gonzalez, Cronkite News.
Arizona teenagers don't like to follow the rules. Coming up on Cronkite News, why high schoolers in the state are some of the country's most irresponsible.
It's 98 degrees right now with mostly sunny skies, but we're going to see if showers are in the near future. Coming up with your forecast.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm always searching to feel like I fit into something.
We are the people that we are because of our past.
I'm just one of many who stopped being silent.
They said the fight would break us, the struggle up to make who we are.
It's just proof of how far we have come.
Make sure in all the hustle and bustle, we don't lose sight of why we're here.
It all boils down to communicating the lives we live.
If you look closely, they've got a story to tell.
It connects with you in a very deep way.
We wish you love, peace, and soul.
Come with us on this great adventure.
Come and play with us.
Onward and onward.
Good ideas open up a whole new world of possibilities.
The more you know about history, the more you know about yourself.
The sky is the limit.
Where I go, there you are. I've been getting used to waking up.
Come and play with us.
Onward and onward.
Good ideas open up a whole new world of possibilities.
The more you know about history, the more you know about yourself.
The sky is the limit.
Where I go, there you are.
Arizona has been named the state with the most irresponsible teenagers. According to analysts at Health Grove, data from the annual Youth Risk Behavior Survey suggests that Arizona teenagers are more likely to engage in risky behavior than those in any other state. The survey found that about 35% of Arizona high schoolers had consumed alcohol in the past 30 days. Over 23% of teenagers reported smoking marijuana in the past 30 days, and 44% of Arizona teenagers did not use a condom during their last sexual intercourse. NAU is starting the new school year with a system that they believe will reduce food waste by hundreds of thousands of pounds. The dining hall at the university's student union will start the process for its first full year. The system will grind up, extract, and dehydrate uneaten food and biodegradable materials. It will turn the mixture into piles of compost for the university. Officials expect the system to keep 100,000 pounds of food out of the landfill every year.
As we take a look at temperatures across the valley, you can see for the most part we're in the upper 90s with the exception of Goodyear here at 102 and the East Valley, and the lower 90s, which is probably explained by the moisture that was sweeping through the east this morning, and that will be continuing in the days ahead. As we take a look at your morning forecast, you can see here tomorrow morning at around 7 a.m. there's a 20% chance of precipitation with a high at 80 degrees. And as we get into later in the day, that chance goes up with 30%. So those are both low chances for rain, but make sure to bring an umbrella with you as you're leaving the house. We'll take a look at the rest of the forecast for you today. Tuesday, 98, Wednesday, 97, and as we head into the rest of the week, you can see at the end also the chance for rain goes up. In the Cronkite Weather Center, Joey Carrera.
For some Valley kids, water skiing and wakeboarding seems impossible. Coming up, how one institute is making a day at the lake a dream come true.
The confidence to lead our country.
This isn't reality television.
I feel like Hamilton reached out from history and wouldn't let me go until I told his story.
I make no apology for my actions. I would do the same again.
How we come so far and yet have so far to go.
Right there, coming up.
In 1920s Melbourne,
careful with the hand luggage. My pistol's in there somewhere and it may still be loaded.
Phryne Fisher is a detective.
Things could get interesting around here.
Thought they already were.
Who isn't afraid to live a little.
I hope you're not concealing a dangerous weapon under that skirt.
I'm concealing a lot of things.
Why do you think you could just run off on your own?
Because I'm carrying a gun.
The irresistible series, Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries.
Saturday night at 10 on Arizona PBS.
Hi, I'm Charlie Rose. As part of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at ASU, Arizona PBS is providing a state-of-the-art venue for the next generation of journalists. From newsrooms in Washington, Los Angeles, and here in Phoenix, students engage in real-time, real-world news reporting, broadcast production, and online innovation. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS working together in new ways to bridge the classroom to the community in the digital age.
This is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
Wakeboarding, jet skiing, and fishing, not the usual activities for those dealing with neurological and physical injuries.
But with the help of those of the Barrow Neurological Institute, some special kids took to Bartlett Lake.
Cronkite News reporter Allison Hoskins caught up with them.
It was the perfect weekend to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Barrow's Day on the Lake. Lots of sun, not too hot, and Bartlett Lake was nice and cool. 12-year-old Aiden Ringo looks like any normal kid when he's being pulled behind a boat. But on dry land, he's in a wheelchair due to cerebral palsy and epilepsy. Barrow Neurological Institute's Day on the Lake gave him and the others out there freedom.
It's amazing what they do for kids that can't go out on the lake that much but still get a day where they can forget where they need to be or what doctor's appointments or whatever crazy stuff that's been happening.
Attendees are able to participate in water-adapted sports like kayaking, tubing, and just hanging out on board a boat. Aiden even has his own signature move while he wakeboards. They call it the Aiden.
I was the first kid to be so relaxed that I literally just put my hands behind my head.
Joe Crawford, the program coordinator at Barrow, said this is a chance for kids to get out and do things they normally couldn't do with their families.
These guys spend a lot of time in the hospital, in the emergency room, therapy in the doctor's office. So this is the time for the families to be together and really have fun together again, and it's wonderful.
And the volunteers out at the lake know firsthand how important it is for these kids to get their feet wet. Brenna Bean started attending Lake Day after a car crash left her paralyzed, but the spinal cord injury doesn't define her. It inspired her.
I'm a recreation therapist. That's the reason why I went into it. Having a disability on my own, I know how important it is for people to know that they can still do things and explore things that maybe they wouldn't have done.
And the smiles on the faces of children and families makes all of the planning worth it.
Just means happiness, fun, and the best day that you could have.
For information on the next Day on the Lake event and how to sign up or volunteer, visit our website, cronkitenews.azpbs.org. In the Broadcast Center, Allison Hoskins, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, we'll hear how middle school students are learning to solve crimes using STEM skills. And we'll check out the winners of Arizona Forward's Environmental Excellence Awards. That's the next Arizona Horizon.
I'm Judy Woodruff. On the next NewsHour, we kick off a special week-long series on the future of higher education called Rethinking College. That's Monday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.